Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne. I'm the author of over 55 self-published Christian books. So some people may write a book on how to be a successful indie author or self-published author, and they may have 5 to 10 books to their name. It's quite an accomplishment to have over 55 books to your name, and it certainly qualifies you to speak on the subject of writing. Sorry about that. This video is called Indie Authors Developing a Lasting Legacy. I'm not sure what sort of person you are. I'm not sure if you're a people person, you're a philosophy sort of person, you're a religious person, you're a person with great principles. You could very well be a person who wants to write a book and make a lot of money. People approach writing for all sorts of reasons. Hopefully, you're a writer who has a message. Hopefully, you're a person who likes to write. I'm a person who likes to write, but most of my books I dictate. So I dictate files, I send them to a typist, they get typed up, then I fix up the typing and reword it so it can be easily understood. Then I send it to an editor who does 3 stages of editing to it, then it goes to a proofreader, then it gets published. So there's a whole process in my writing. What I write for is my legacy. There's teachings in the Bible. If you're a Christian, you'd understand this, but even for people who aren't Christians, the idea of building a legacy is something that's vital and really interesting to many people. So you don't really need to be a Christian, but if you're a Christian, there's such a thing as rewards in heaven. It's talked about, the Apostle Paul talked about it, Jesus mentions, it's mentioned in the book of Revelation, it's mentioned in many places in the Bible, this concept that whatever you do on earth will be measured in heaven. Depending on what you do on earth will depend on your rewards and your position that you'll be granted in heaven. So my whole life is focused on that. I'm not focused on fancy clothes and fancy cars and fancy houses on earth. In the future, we're going to have a church office and going to have an actual studio built. So my videos can be a lot more professional, but I don't place a lot of stock on earthly things. And my motivation for writing books isn't for financial reward like it is for many people. My focus is developing a legacy, leaving something that's lasting. Now, what do people leave that's lasting? Most people, when they die, they leave a house and possessions, and within a few years, all of that gets dispersed to the descendants with inheritances, 50,000, 100,000 for them. And that gets chewed up in the children's house or the children's children, and they spend all that money, and then the legacy's finished. What if when I left, 100 books were still there? What if in years to come, in 50 years' time, people were still reading my books and being taught by my books? I just shared in another video taking your readers to another level. And if you go to my homepage on YouTube, you can go to the section called playlist, and there's a whole playlist of videos for indie authors. And I encourage you. And I was just saying that there's 6 people that I know of that I've taken their life to another level. Their spiritual understanding, their faith walk, their relationship with God has just gone level after level from reading my book. That's the sort of legacy that I want to have. That's the sort of impact that I want to have on people. I want to radically change people's lives. And I know in the future, prophets have prophesied, but you can imagine a clairvoyant or a psychic saying the same thing. Prophets simply got a gift, and psychics and clairvoyants have got a gift too that can talk about the future. As though a psychic or clairvoyant use a familiar spirit or some would say a demon to get their information, where a prophet will use the Spirit of God. But I've got prophecies over my life that one day I'll be famous in the world and world travel and really popular. In those days, I'll be having more of a lasting impact. But what excites me is I think it's going to be 3 to 5 years before I start traveling around the world. What excites me is every time I speak, I'll be able to say I've got 60 books, I've got 70 books, I've got 80 books on Amazon. Go and read more. So I deliver a 1-hour message, and then people can go and spend 200 hours reading everything I've written. And I've had multiple people tell me that they read every book of mine. So you want to see, if you're a writer, you want to do some thinking about what sort of legacy do you want to leave on this earth. If you're going to say some things, if you're going to do some things, if you're going to make an impact, what sort of impact do you want to make on the world? What would you like to leave? If Jesus asked me a question once, if you could have a message, Matthew, that you could share with the whole church in the world, if I was able to share a message with everyone that attends a church in the world, what would your message be? And that was a really great way to conceive of a book. And I wrote this book called Why Revival Tarries, and it was a book about why there is a massive outpouring and massive growth in the church. And I said, what I feel is the fundamental reasons why that hasn't happened yet. It was a powerful message, and it didn't go to the whole world. Only a few copies are selling each month, but one day it will. When I'm popular, so many people will be flocking to see my books. So it's important for you to think, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, what legacy do you want to leave? What's the message that you want to teach people? Please understand that when you got your fist closed, it's not very good, but when you've got your hand open, you can just share things with the world. So the idea of you being an expert and having all this secret knowledge, that can earn you an income and give you a standard of living. But if you open your hand and share everything. So there may be someone in your city that reads your books and gets onto your concepts and becomes competition for you. but there's a good chance that people all around the world will be blessed by your book. There's a good chance if you wrote a series of books, and I talked about this in the video, taking your readers to another level. If you wrote a series of 10 books, going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into a subject, then you can really take people to another level. What a beautiful legacy to leave. You know, you may only write 5 books, you may only write 10 books, but concentrate on changing people from the inside out. Concentrate on making a lasting difference on people's life. Concentrate on sharing everything you have to give people opportunity to change the world that they live in. Michael Jackson sang these lyrics: if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and change yourself. That's tremendous. We got to do work on ourselves and become the best that we can be. And then we take that message and we share that with the world. And when you share that message with the world, you make the world a better place. So think about your legacy. Think about what do you want to impact the world with? How do you want to change the world? You know, as an author, you can change just 10 lives at a time. You can have a book that only sells 15 copies a month, but there may be 2 people in that 15 people that have really impacted. Take those 2 people on a journey through each of your 10 books. Don't look at numbers. You know, Jesus continues to tell me it's not about numbers, it's about the quality. I'm not making this series of videos for the numbers of people that will watch it. I'm not making this series of videos eventually into a book for the amount of people that are going to read the book. I've got no interest in how many people will read this book. I've got an interest in you. If you're listening to this video, I've got an interest in you. And I encourage you to go to the playlist and watch all the videos on the playlist and get involved and take action and start to implement the things and the keys and the concepts that I share in these videos. What sort of legacy do you want to leave? How do you want to change this world? How do you want to impact the world that you're part of? Are you going to hold everything in your fist and be selfish? Are you just going to write a book about a few different things but not go into details? You can open your hand right up and share all your secrets and all your knowledge with people. Are you going to make your books $10? Are you going to make your books 99 cents and give them away once a month? And Kindle Select allows you to give your books away for free 5 days every 90 days. Are you going to do that? Are you going to make your books free? What are you going to do? How are you going to change the world? I'd love to hear your comments. If you like this video, press thumbs up. If you didn't like it, press thumbs down. If you like my channel, press subscribe. And when you press subscribe, press the little bell and it'll tell you when I've uploaded videos. If you got something to say to me, comment in the comments section, in the description section. You can friend request me on Facebook, or you can write to me at website. Share this video, say nice things about me. Wait for 2 or 3 months and the book will be out. God bless you on your journey. I pray that you'll have much success in your book writing. And I hope that you can go and watch the other videos in this playlist. God bless.